Right, welcome back everyone, I'm Evil Tim and this is Let's Play Castlevania 64, so let's play Castlevania 64. Today we're off to the Tower of Sorcery, or is it the Tower of Science? It's both in fact. We are also going to fight Actrice. Actrice will not pose much of a threat to us, so let us close our Necronomicons and get on with it. We find ourselves back in the Tower of Science, as we were when we left, except we weren't. Right, and something I got wrong in the previous update was that this is in fact not Science Door 3. You don't need that key at all, unless you want to get a particularly stupid cache of items. So we don't want that, so we are going to run through this hole and find ourselves in the Tower of Sorcery, a sorcerous place made of ice and horror and death and hate. So, firstly, our mission will be to fight off these two crystal mans. We must defeat them, because they are made of crystal, and that's bad. We prefer glass. So, these guys are particularly easy. They have a nice bit of hitbox fuckery you can perpetrate on them, and any hit to them at all, not matter whatever attack they're doing. They are pretty much exactly the same as the Bloodmen we fought previously, except that they are made of crystal. Isn't that odd? Right, now this is actually a particularly nice looking level in this game. We've got these floating stained glass windows, all these particles in the air, and weird little soap bubbles and all kinds of shit. Let's perpetrate hitbox abuse on this guy. Watch this. You notice our bolt just disappeared. Now that is because we positioned ourselves so that Carrie passed her right hand through an enemy in a melee attack with her bolt charged. Now that will cause the bolt and the melee attack to hit them at the same time, which means that Carrie's one minuscule disadvantage when compared to Reinhardt, her slightly weaker close combat attack, in fact doesn't exist either. So through the magic of glitches we have just made ourselves invincible. You are completely doomed. Oh no, so I am. Eat my scrat. No. Well, that didn't go as well as I'd planned at all. Right, we now find ourselves suddenly transported into Nebulus. We must jump around a series of slats attached to the outside of this pillar. However, we are not a frog, and so it is not truly like Nebulus at all. Foolishness and wrongness. So we will skip out the final jump in that to take our revenge upon it. We are now going to get ourselves a red jewel. Now, plenty of red jewels in this level, often in really stupid places. You'll see that more of that later. And here are the appearing and disappearing platforms, the source of this level's horror. Well, one of them. It's actually one of the shortest levels in the game, provided you discount all the pain that you cause yourself by doing it. And it actually took me over 20 minutes to get to the first save point, which you're going to see in a minute. This is largely because of this platform jumping section here, which is horrendously difficult. What you have to do is get the camera to shift about 90 degrees in a very short space. There we go. While the platform's disappearing, and that happens at both of these. You also have to try and land directly on top of those platforms, because if you pull yourself up onto them, you will die. There's no other correct route up there that I've found. Pretty much all the others are just dead ends that lead to you dropping down holes when a platform disappears. Yeah, we died. Okay, so we've got to make our way across these four platforms here now, which is significantly easier. Now, the dynamite mechanic, I found out more or less precisely how it works. It's pretty much just that enemies get 150% of their regular health at night. That includes that little switch block thing back there, the strange little crystal that was floating in the air and had a targeting rectangle on it. You'll see what those do in a minute. We're not going to use that one because you don't have to. So we've got to defeat these yellow crystal men, and we're going to stun lock this one. This one you can hit far longer if you keep using the bulk glitch, and that will allow you to defeat them occasionally in one straight attack, even at night, which is ridiculous. Okay, this thing here, this is a switch crystal that will normally only take one hit with your bolt, but because it's night and because it is apparently an enemy, it takes more than that. So we're going to make our way across here, we're going to skip out the last platform, and we're going to skip out the raising the middle platform, which is what that other switch does. You notice there's a set of appearing and disappearing platforms off to the side. You'll see where that goes in a minute. I also noticed these odd suspended crystals in mid-air in a moment when we get around to the next one. We've got a big soap bubble there. So you've got these suspended crystals here. Now, as far as I'm aware, all of those crystals that are up high only have a large red jewel in them, as does the crystal that's over on that platform way over there. It's really not worth going to, and I don't know why the hell they didn't put something a bit better there. Now, this is the last big fuck you in the level. What we've got here is this guy waiting to ambush us as we try to make the jump. However, if you jump directly onto this platform, he usually can't get you. On the other hand, if you end up hanging off the platform, he usually can. So this is a fine and wonderful place to die in this level, and where most of my other deaths came from. So we've just got two more of these to jump across. We've got one more crystal man to deal with. The crystal men don't actually have a particularly good knockback, which means that they can't often knock you off the level. It's only really that one on the top that can do you in. So the rest of them are hopeless. I don't know why anyone would guess this. It's just not the kind of thing you try after all that. But yes, there's an invisible walkway over to here, and this is Special 3, which is Carrie's alternate costume, which sticks her head on a discarded Maria, basically. It's alright. It's probably the only female character alt costume I've ever seen that puts more clothes on the character. It's a rarity in itself, it should be praised, but we're going to run past 2 giant suspended stained glass windows and we're out of here. Whereupon the game drops the giant slab of fuck you behind us in case we thought we could come in here, save and go back. No, we can't. So this is Room of Clocks.